Hello and welcome to the 2022 Artistic Swimming World Series, a virtual event hosted by Australia. I'm Donella Freeman and I'll be joined by co-hosts Emmanuel Ma in Perth and Joanne Lim on the other side of Sydney from me. This is a unique format with 22 countries and 5 continents competing, all from their home training pools.
I'm Ben Howard, the President of Artistic Swimming Australia, welcoming you virtually from our nation's capital, Canberra. I would like to begin by acknowledging the Ngunnawal people from where I'm joining you today in Canberra, traditional custodians of the land on which we meet, and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. I extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here today. Australia is incredibly proud to host our first FINA World Series event. We know many of you have had very difficult journeys to get to this point. The virtual format is a great opportunity to gain valuable competition experience and to gain exposure for our sport when it was otherwise not possible. We have 22 countries from 5 continents and 127 athletes. Congratulations to all the athletes for their performances. We hope to see you in person in the near future. Thank you.
Our Day 1 events focus on the technical routines, with a highlight routine to finish off on a high note.
The Australian Olympic Committee wishes all the competitors in the FINA Artistic Swimming World Series all the very best. Something new, a virtual World Series, so I can't welcome you, but I wish you all the best. And congratulations to the organisers on this innovative way to run a World Series.
Welcome to the 4th stop of the FINA Artistic Swimming World Series, hosted by Australia. This is the first time we've hosted an event in a very long time in this part of the world, and we're delighted to partnership with them. We have 22 federations that have participated in this event, and we have 39 international FINA judges that have judged this competition a couple of weeks in advance. I hope that you enjoy our athletes' performances as you travel around the world, visiting them in their own pools. You will see all different levels of competition in this virtual competition, and you will see how athletic and how innovative this sport is becoming. We hope you enjoy it. Most importantly, we hope that the athletes enjoy the experience of the virtual competition. The next stop is the FINA Super Final, hosted by Greece, and then we hope to see everybody and welcome our family back together in Budapest at the FINA World Championships mid-June. In the meantime, we continue to hope for world peace and unity. See you soon. Thanks for watching.
This is the senior FINA male solos, the technical routine of the FINA Virtual Artistic Swimming World Series, coming to you from Australia 2022. I'm Donella Freeman and my co-commentator is Emmanuel Ma.
Today, for the solo male technical routines, we will see 5 required elements in each solo routine. They have to be executed consecutively and parallel to the judges, which is where our camera person will be standing. In today's event, we do have 3 competitors with us. That's Kazakhstan, Puerto Rico, and Spain. Solo number 1, Kazakhstan, Edward Kim.
Lovely height on the Barracuda thrust. This is a routine with a theme of a story of love. The music is from Arcade.
I'm afraid of all I am. My mind feels like a foreign land.
A very difficult element. It twists into spins.
And for the senior category, the routines are about 2 minutes and 30 seconds long, which means they do need to jam-pack a lot of difficult elements together in this routine. There we go, another one of those elements.
We're aiming for total smoothness on the twist and then equal on the rise. Very difficult to do, switching those hands through in the support skull.
And re-achieving kind of the same height that you started out with.
Oh, he caught that spin before. The ankle's really difficult to do, but he made the full spins.
That was one of the hardest changes in artistic swimming. I feel like a lot of senior soloists. Very daunting, that last element.
And he saved that element at the end there. 69.8678.
Please carry me home. I've spent all of the love I saved.
Execution score of 20.6. Impression 22.3. Elements 26.9.
I got addicted to a losing game.
Solo number 2 from Puerto Rico, Javier Ruiz Sanchez.
Swimming to Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake. Javier chose this piece of music because he absolutely loves this ballet and is really inspired by the theme of it and would like to put those elements that he likes so much in the ballet into his own personal routine. Beautiful double arm body boost there on the accent of the music. here we have a dove, the stingray element, and all these elements will be judged separately.
They're thrust with spin. Nice finish. With a total score of 57.9860. Scores for execution 17.8, impression 18.2, elements 21.9. From Spain, Fernando Diaz del Rio.
Fernando is one of our more experienced athletes from the male solo category. Beautiful first element executed with perfect flexibility and the sustained height as well to finish the figure in a quick motion.
One of those things that can happen after spinning. Have to retrace and get back on track. If you go the wrong way in a pool, you can't always see the directions. No goggles in these routines.
Yeah, especially when you're in a solo and you don't have a partner or other swimmers as reference points.
Really
beautiful entry into the stingray, yes, and marvelous flexibility as well. Here we get to the twist combined spin. Spinning down, making sure not to drop past the ankles and back up again to the highest point.
Good height. This is great music for picking up the different accents for the various moods.
Wonderful. I love that last element. Marvelous routine from Spain. Total score 74.2865. In the score breakdown, execution score 22, impression 23.3, and elements 28.9. That concludes our first event of the FINA Artistic Swimming World Series Australian leg. That's male solo technical routine. With the scores: in third place, Puerto Rico; second place, Kazakhstan; and first place, Spain.
This is the senior FINA's female solos, the technical routine of the FINA Virtual Artistic Swimming World Series, coming to you from Australia 2022. I'm Danella Freeman and my co-commentator is Joanne Lim.
Thanks, Danella. So athletes have to complete a set of compulsory movements known as elements in this event. There are 5 of them.
And we have countries coming to you from all over the world, from Kazakhstan, Israel, Japan, Jamaica, Switzerland, and Australia. Some of the countries you'll see have more than one routine entered. Only the top routine from each country will go through to the final placings. So it becomes a competition within a competition for those countries.
So exciting.
We're going to see swimming pools all over the world in this event. Some are indoor, experiencing wintry conditions, and others in tropical climates outdoors with palm trees waving. There's been all sorts of stories from around the world of how people actually got this event going, and there's all sorts of challenges that have come to the swimmers to get here today. We're in for an exciting event. We begin with Kazakhstan. Karina Nagrupova.
Karina is swimming to Hannah's Eyes by Maxim Mervica. Moving into the first element now. Beautiful height. Look at the extension in those knees and the pointed toes. Judges will definitely be looking at this and considering this when they award the final execution score. Into our second element. Karina really expresses the music beautifully through her facial expressions and arm movements in that section there. Into our third element. Corinna loves to dance in different dance styles, and I love that we can see that in her arm movements. Our fourth element now. And that was our fifth and final element.
Karina Nagupova with a total score of 75.8270. The breakdown of the scores: execution 23.1, impression 23.1, and elements 29.6270. Vasiliki Alexandri from Austria, competitor number 2.
Vasiliki is swimming to Mila Siga by Vasilis, Papa Constantino. That was beautiful height and our first element there. Really expressive arms. Beautiful.
The solo event gives the swimmers such scope for self-expression. We often see a slightly different style of arm movement and also some of the leg movements in the solos.
So Vasiliki is actually one part of the Alexandri triplets from Austria who all compete on the international stage, so that's pretty impressive. That was
smooth rise.
Yes, that was beautiful.
That's one of the most difficult parts in that element, I feel, that getting that even tempo on the rise.
I agree. You can often see that it's quite challenging to actually stop the downward momentum. And that was our final element.
Total score of 84.1776. Execution 24.4, impression 25.4, elements 34.3776. And now we go to another part of the world. We're in Jamaica. Nayuka Bao, competitor number 3 from Jamaica.
There's our first element. Nayuka is swimming to No Time to Die by Billie Eilish. So part of the new James Bond movie was actually filmed in Jamaica, and that made Nayuka and her coach Olga really excited about this music. Just finishing up on our second element there.
One of the constraints of this event can be the smaller size of pool. And I can see that Nyoka would like to stretch further and travel more. But they had to change pools at the last moment. The competition pool that they had selected was green when they went to go and film there. And I managed to get this pool in such a gorgeous location.
Yeah, it was noted that Olga, Nayuka's coach, actually built a pool in her backyard so that the kids could swim in it, and she started a club from there. So I'm wondering if that is this pool. That was our fourth element. And our fifth element, judges will be looking for as straight of a line as possible when awarding scores for execution.
Lovely smile at the finish there. And total scores 61.2175. The breakdown of the scores are execution 18.4, impression 18.7, elements 24, 1175, a total of 612175. Competitor number 4 from Japan, Airi Kawaguchi.
The theme of this routine is cosmic. You can definitely see the inspiration in the darker colors of her togs. Very clear movements and interesting use of feet in that one. Great first element. Into our second element now. You will see swimmers may have different elements that they are stronger at. So since all the swimmers have to complete the same elements, it is quite easy to make a direct comparison on their technical abilities. Our third element. This is actually Airi's first time representing Japan in the solo event, so welcome to the international solo stage. This is our fourth element over here. Good height at the end, but some effort definitely needed at the end of that element. That was our last element right there.
The scores 78.1424, execution 24.2, impression 23.3, elements 30.6424. Competitor number 5 is a scratch from Germany. From Korea, competitor number 6, Ryong Lee.
Lee is swimming to the fiddle, which is actually a Halo theme, so I love when swimmers swim to unconventional music taken from video games or indie movies, and this was one of my favorite games growing up, so this theme is incredibly nostalgic for me. Great first element and hype there. Lee has such strength in her movements, it is honestly beautiful to watch. This is our second element. Judges will be looking for a straight line as the swimmers descend on that spin. Into our third element here. Lee has been on a national team for 8 years as a duet and solo performer and received her best mark at the 2021 FINA Artistic Swimming World Series Super Final, where she placed in 5th rank. Very impressive. This is the fourth element. That was our fifth element.
And the total scores for Korea 80.9923. Execution scores 24.3, impression 24.6, elements 32.0923. Competitor number 7, Switzerland, Ilona Fani.
You cross this line.
So Ilona is quite an impressive young lady. She's actually currently studying in an engineering school with the dream of becoming an astrophysicist. So such amazing goals for someone so young.
You'll never know what it's like to be fine. I'm wasting
Straight into our second element. We're looking for the swimmer to maintain height for those 2 full rotations before the spin downwards. Into our third element. Great control. Up to our fourth element now. Wow, there was no pause at the bottom there. Beautiful work. So a fun fact, Ilona actually received a 2 points penalty because of her coach Hernandez Elodie, and Elodie actually came back to apologize with McDonald's carrots, so I feel like there is more to that story. I would love to hear the full version one day. Beautiful swim.
Total score for Ilona Fani from Switzerland, 78.4977. Execution score 24, impression 23.9, elements 30.5977. From Japan, competitor number 8, Itsuki Rota.
Oh, I love this theme. It is Mother Monster, and Itsuki will be swimming to tracks by Lady Gaga and Adrielle. Looking forward to this interpretation.
This is the manifesto of Mother Monster. On boat,
That is our first element there.
alien territory and space.
You'll realize that this is our second soloist from Japan, so where a country sends more than one soloist for this event, only one of the soloists will get to the final podium.
As the wombs numbered and the mitosis of the future began, it was perceived that this infamous moment in life is not temporal, it is eternal. And thus began the beginning of the new race. A race within the race of humanity, a race which bears no
third
prejudice,
element over
no
here.
judgment, but boundless freedom. But on that same day, as the eternal
Great control on that split over
in
there.
the multiverse, another more terrifying birth took place, the birth of evil.
Oh, that was a very simple but nice transition into that element. Very stable on that spin. And great height right there at the end. Final element, very stable.
Magnificent and magical proportions took place. But
A lovely
the birth
combination
was not
of
finite.
grace and power.
It was infinite.
I agree, and beautiful use
As
of
the
those
womb's
toes and
numbered
legs to represent the theme.
and the mitosis of the future began, it was perceived that this infamous moment in life is not temporal. It is
Scores
eternal.
for Itsuki Hirota,
And thus began the beginning of the new race,
82.7571.
a race within the race of humanity, a race which bears no prejudice, no judgment, but boundless freedom. But on that same day,
Execution
as the eternal
25.3.
mother hovered
Impression
in the multiverse,
25.5.
another more terrifying birth
Elements
took place, the birth of
31.9571. Competitor number 9, Japan, Uta Kobayashi. The theme for this routine is bat, like the animal, and the music is the main theme from Friday the 13th. I love spooky music, so this will be fun for me. Love the use of the flexed feet over there. I feel like even the smallest things in solos can really change the vibe of the routine. And yeah, definitely feet are. I tried to portray the bat in even the smallest ways here. Into our second element here. Slight lean over there, but otherwise quite a solid spin. I love how the music fits the way the element was choreographed for that third element right there. This is our fourth element. It's quite challenging in this element to be able to bring yourself up to the surface after having spun downwards, because you're essentially fighting the current that you just created. It's very difficult stuff there. And that is our final element. So a cute little fact, Uta actually wrote that she always listens to the boys group B first to encourage herself to keep improving. I can definitely relate to that and can unashamedly say that Backstreet Boys keeps me going, so this is great. I love that little fun fact. Scores 79.5751 for Uta Kobayashi from Japan. The breakdown of those scores. Execution 24.1, impression 24, elements 31.4751. Competitor number 10, Polina Prikazchikova from Israel.
quick and fast first element there. Remember that the swimmers have to complete the elements in the appropriate order assigned and cannot shift them around. And I often find that the order of the elements makes it harder since some movements are more difficult to complete at the end of the routine. Into the second element, judges will be watching for the stability of this. It can often be quite difficult to keep yourself from turning perfectly on your axis. Into the third element. The Polina has beautiful extensions in those knees and pointed toes. That will be considered when the judges award the execution score. This is our fourth element now. I find it quite interesting to watch the different choices of music and how the coaches interpret those, especially in a technical solo where you don't have much, where you have less freedom to choreograph. That was our final element.
The scores, total score of 80.6464. For execution, 24.5, impression, 24.4, elements, 31.7464. Competitor number 11, from Serbia, Nevena Dimitrijevic.
The music used here is Breathe by Fleury. And that's our first thrust. So a common question that we get asked is how we're able to be so synchronized in the water. Do we count every single beat? Do we scream and signal wildly at each other? And the answer is we have underwater speakers. Great travel by Nevena in this routine. Poor coverage is actually considered when the judges are awarding scores for execution. And here we have our second element. So we want each element to have as minimal splash as possible, as this shows that the swimmers have control over their bodies in the water. So for this fourth element, one of the key things for judges is that 2 full spins have to be completed before the ankles reach the surface. If the ankles are submerged before the 2 spins are completed, then the swimmer might be awarded a 0 for that element, so pretty tough out there. And that was our final element.
The total score of 73.5387. Execution 21.9, impression 22.2, elements 29.4387. Competitor number 12 from Switzerland, Emma Grosvenor.
Have you seen that blackbird?
The music used for this is Blackbird by Tash Sultana, and the theme is Blackbird. Great height on that first element. Straight into our second element. Great stability on that spin down. So although the swimmers have to complete the 5 compulsory elements, they are not actually able to relax in between, since everything in between is also marked for execution and impression. Third element. Ooh, I like that little figure. That was really cute. That was quite an effortless fourth element. That's our fifth and final element.
And the total score of 79.4429 for Emma Grosvenor from Switzerland. Execution 24, impression 23.4, and elements 32.0429. Competitor number 13 from Bulgaria, Plaminova Penkova. Dalia Penkova.
So the song used is I Think of You Love by Paganini. And this music is incredibly expressive and Dalia is able to portray it quite well. Great height on that first element there. Our second element here. Each of our elements in this solo event is actually assigned a degree of difficulty, and element 2 is assigned the highest difficulty score. We're up to our fourth element now. And final element.
Total score for Dalia Penkova, 73.7226. Marks for execution, 22. Impression, 22.2. And elements, 29.5226. Competitor number 14 from Finland, Vera Samanen. Vera is the first of our Finnish competitors.
So the theme is Latin style. Our first element there. And I think most of us would recognize the music, or some of us would recognize the music here. It's quite classic. Bamboleo by Gypsy Kings. Great sharp movements used there. Into our second element. Smoothly done. I'm seeing the snow out of that window and I'm feeling honestly quite jealous. So we have quite a young swimmer here. Vera's only 18 years old, and the last time she competed as a soloist was when she was in the 13 to 15 age group. So it's great to see her come back as a soloist in the senior age group. That was our fifth element. Great swim, Vera.
Scores are 68.6522, execution 20.6, impression 20.8, elements 27.2522. Performer number 15 and second performer from Finland, Hinja Keki.
I think you can tell from the suits, but the theme is Viking. Our first element there. So Pink is actually quite a talented swimmer. She actually only started swimming 4 years ago, so she's really impressive. She has a background in gymnastics, which she started at the age of 4, so she's applied several elements of that sport into this one. She has a lot of potential, so I can't wait to see where she'll go from here. Our third element here. And swimmers often aim to get those thighs above the surface as the leg goes into the split. Nicely done. And that was our final element.
Total score of 71.3786. Scores for execution 21.8, impression 21.2, elements 28.3786. Competitor number 16 from Korea, Seyoung Baek.
The music used here is Natural by Imagine Dragons. Quite nostalgic for me since I was obsessed with Imagine Dragons for a while.
Nothing ever comes without a consequence of cost coming. Will the stars align? Will heaven step in? Will it save us from our sin? Will it? Cause this house of mine stands strong.
Love that choreography right there.
The price you pay.
Strong first element. Going into our second element here. This is actually Big's first time performing solo on the international level, so we are so happy to have her.
Deep inside me, I'm fading to black, I'm fading. Took an oath by the blood in my hand, won't break it. I can taste
Nice
it.
control right there.
Is a bonus, I swear, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it.
Into our fourth element. It covers the pool quite well here, so pool coverage is definitely considered when awarding the final score. And there we have the final element.
Deep inside me, I'm fading to black, I'm fading. Took an oath by the blood in my hand.
Total score of 76.8214.
Bonus, I swear, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it.
The breakdown of all the scores: execution total 23, the impression total 23.8, and the elements 30.0214. Competitor number 17 from Serbia, Jelena Kontic.
Jelena is swimming to Romeo and Juliet by Jocelyn. So I am very interested to see how Jelena will play this out as a soloist. Those little movements in the legs, beautiful. And that was our second element. Judges can be quite strict about those movements, so if too few or too many spins are completed, the swimmer will receive a penalty. Great fourth element over there. Beautiful expressive arms. And that was our fifth element.
A lovely finish from Jelena, the love thing routine. Total score of 72.6373. from Jelena Končić of Serbia. Execution scores total 21.9, impression 21.9, elements 28.8373. Our final performer, competitor from Canada, Audrey Lamonte.
Another classic song, Cry Me a River by Michael Bublé. He's one of my favorite artists. I just wish he came out with music outside of the Christmas period.
Cry me a river, I cried a river over you.
Beautiful first thrust. That was our first element.
You say you love me, but you lie.
Into our second element here. Very clean. Audrey's actually the youngest member of the team from Canada at the age of 17. Quite young, and she's eligible to still represent Canada in the next Junior World Championships. And this is also Audrey's first time representing Canada in the solo event, so we are very excited to have her here.
I cried a river over you. I cried a river over you.
Our fourth element. Our fifth element, slightly off the axis there, but a really strong swim. Good job, Audrey.
You say you love me, but you lie.
Total score of 83.0599. Execution 25.3, impression 25, elements 32.7599.
Well, just to prove.
And that marks the end of our female technical solo event. Great swim from all athletes. In third place, we have Japan, Hiroda Itsuki. Second place, we have Audrey Lamotte from Canada. And in first place, we have Vasiliki Alexandri. It was great to see so many soloists from all the different countries. And that's definitely the benefit of having these virtual competitions, that so many people are able to attend. Since we're quite isolated from the rest of the world here in Australia, it is beautiful to get to connect and compete with our counterparts from the other side of the world through this format of competition. Yeah, so thank you all so much for attending this event.
This is the senior FINA duets, the technical routine.
For the technical routine, for the duets, we will have a panel of 3, which is artistic impression, execution, and technical elements, just as the 2 events that we've seen prior. We'll have 5 judges per each panel. And at the moment, for the duets, we have 6 required elements, 5 of which are movements, and 1 lift acrobatic move, or highlight that can be placed anywhere within the routine.
And we have swimmers from all over the world. Countries are able to enter more than one entry into this event. So we'll see some of them have entered up to 3. There'll be a contest within this contest, so that only the top competitors from each country go through.
Yeah, that's right, Danila. Oftentimes, some countries use these World Series to have internal competitions to see which duet should be the national duet. And I think that's what we'll be seeing today.
It really puts the pressure on the girls.
I'm sure it does. But all the best to all the competitors today.
And coming up, our first competitors, Japan.
We have my Kawaguchi Airi and Kobayashi Uta swimming today. The theme of their music is belly dancing. Right there we have the first element. It's bent knee, twist, and spin down element. And today again we'll see a total of 5 of these kind of movements and 1 acrobatic lift.
This duet is so accurate in their moves, but still expressive with their arm movements.
Amazing in looking at those fishtail spins. Very accurate, very high movements right there from the Japanese duet.
And they're swimming very close together, which makes it more difficult, especially on that spinning fishtail. Very easy
because
to knock into another.
They have to avoid each other during those spins. Yep. One of the more difficult things to do for
I think the music is really lifting them through all this. That really rapid pace keeps going. So of course they have a pause when I say that. The changes in tempo really accentuate the speed of the movement though. And the breakdown of the marks. Execution 24.8, impression 24.3, elements 32.6. Competitors number 2, Bulgaria, Kirilova Anasova and Dalia Palomina Penkova.
First lift there, that was the first required element. They decided to make it the first move in their routine. It's pretty common to see lifts and highlights for the technical duet appear in the beginning.
Everyone wants to give a very good impression, and the lift can be a real highlight in the routine, so it gets our attention to begin the routine.
Yeah, definitely. First element there, getting great height on the top, usually pressing up during the last movement in the twirl twist. Wonderful, and getting out from that element with a continual hybrid, which is something that we will see a lot when difficulty needs to be increased. They don't finish the element straight away, they just continue into another hybrid movement.
Dalia and Nia have got really good synchronization here. It's the second year of using this choreography, but everyone will adjust the routines and keep on improving them, even if they've had the routine going for more than a few months. And this is only their second international performance.
What a great pair. Second international competition, amazing. Final element there.
Really
With a
speeding
lot
up
of
to the
double
finish.
legs. Yeah. Ending the routine on a high difficulty note again. Yeah, with those double legs up in the water, it is really difficult to sustain 2 legs up in comparison to 1 leg.
And the judges will be recognizing that in the scores.
Definitely. That would be up to the elements panel. Actually, not too much for these technical routines because we don't have that difficulty panel in comparison to free routines, but it will be packed up into the artistic impression scores, like getting the difficulty packed up there.
And there we see the total, 71.4877. Really good scores on the elements there.
Especially for a second appearance for international competition.
So there we have 21.1, 21.8 and 28.5877. Competitors number 3, the Netherlands. Maria Lorenzini and Maloes Steenbeck.
Beautiful starting pose there. The theme of this duet is encouraging growth. Powerful lift. And height, look at that height over there. Double leg height, sustained height, very difficult to achieve.
We've got a lovely lightness in the quality of the movement as well. Maintaining the control, but making it look quite
effortless,
fast and effortless in these rapid moves.
And the rapid spin down as well, getting them to be synchronized together. And we have the submerged ballet leg rotating up element, getting massive amounts of height at the end of that routine, getting hips dry with the knees extended and toes pointed. Many different little angles in the hybrid movements that we're seeing from this pair.
It really adds to the complexity of the movements. And that fishtail, they're really close together, but not hitting high risk. Credit to them.
Beautiful. The same goes for the arms. When there's two arms above the surface, definitely more difficult than if a single arm were to be up. I'm seeing a lot of double arm movements from this couple here. So much energy. Final element there, coming to the end.
Oh, fabulous routine.
That was beautiful routine. This is the third year for them using this routine, and you can see that it has improved tremendously over the last 3 years.
A total score of 79.3062. And scores for execution total 24.1, impression 23.7, and the elements 31.5062. Competitors number 4, Serbia, Nevena Dimitrijevic and Jelena Kontic.
Fast-paced music starting out on a strong high upbeat over here for this duet.
I like the contrast of the flat foot in that figure. We haven't seen that in any of the routines so far today.
Adding a little bit of contrast to the extension. It's also a different type of extension, needing the heels to be projected out instead of the toes pointing down.
But we'll see on all of the elements, the toes will be pointed.
Yes, that is right. Very fast movements, very difficult to get synchronized, especially when you're upside down, doing small movements at different angles. I see the flex foot come out again there, Dana.
It kind of suits the feel of the music. Nice synchronization on those fast legs.
Yeah. And there was a change of pattern really as well between them.
Yeah, they're changing positions in relation to each other, but then getting that distance, the crucial distance before the fishtail spin.
It was a crash lift. That was the element lift over there. Flexibility, displaying flexibility, perfect flexibility.
And nice footwork from the pair from Serbia. With a score of 74.5286, Serbia. Here is the execution score of 22.4, impression 22.5, and the elements 29.6286. Finland, Pinja Keki Veera Samanen. Competitors number 5.
Ay, de mi llorona, llorona de azul celeste.
Swimming to La Llorona from the film Coco, Disney.
Llorona de azul celeste. Y aunque la vida me cueste, llorona, no dejaré de quererte.
Well, we're being taken all around the world with the locations of these competitors. Yes. But the themes will take us around the world as well. A Spanish theme for the Finnish pair.
This is Vera and Pina's first season together as Duet members. Last year they were actually from different clubs in Finland, and they always joked about how cool it would be to swim together. And a few months later, now they're together as a pair, representing Finland together.
And they've been doing that through some of the coldest months of the year. You can see the snow outside.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it is interesting to see all these different pool settings, some outdoor pools, indoor pools. And with this comes a bit of a challenge as well when we get these competitions done virtually. Because we can't control sometimes how glary the pool is or how much we can see the expressions of the swimmers. Final element.
And good work from Finland. After everyone being locked down for so long, having a new duet partner to work with is a wonderful thing to experience, I think.
It must be refreshing, and getting through things together, having a partner in crime, that'd be great to have.
With a total score of 68.7926. And the breakdown of the scores now. Execution 20.2, impression 20.8, and the elements 27.7926. Competitors number 6, Israel, Shelley Bobritsky and Ariel Nassi.
Very fast, high rate movements here, super sharp and accurate, even on angles. Very good synchronization, even for the spin downs for this couple here. So much energy in those legs.
I'm really liking the use of this music in this routine. The beat's really fast, but they're using the melody and then the beat and switching things around, so the accent keeps changing.
Yes, that is right. Beautiful synchronization there.
Oh wow, that's great.
And see how close they're keeping the distance between each other. It makes it all the more difficult at the end of the day. Super close. Very sharp finish for that final element. Powerful end, powerful upbeat end. The music just got faster and faster and the legs just went along with it.
Oh, they were really up for it, weren't they? They're so beautifully using the music and variety of movements. All the little extra touches that have developed in a routine like this make it just a wonder to watch. And the total score for Israel, 82.6422. Here's the breakdown of the scores. Execution 24.9, impression 24.8, and elements 32.9422. Now we have Austria, competitors number 7, Anna Maria and Irene Alexandrini.
Very well known on the international stage, these are 2 out of 3 triplets that belong in the same duet. Amazing height and sustained rotation movements coming down on the left. Perfect synchronization for that first element there.
This routine has a theme of warriors, and we can feel that sense of power and aggression in all of the moves.
Very high egg beaters, dry shoulders for double arms coming out. An incredible display of flexibility to holding up the legs as it passes in front of their faces.
I think they've placed the elements and the connection with the judges very effectively in this big swimming pool here too.
Yeah, we
Hard
also
to
have
do when it's just
consider
a camera.
Yeah, and the judges are supposed to be sitting on the other side of the swimming pool too. High thighs for the vertical rotating twist over there. Very, very high height.
Wow, an outstanding routine from the Austrians, a warrior's theme.
Beautiful, beautiful choreography, so fast-paced and wonderfully executed.
Yeah, and beautifully synchronized all the way through. I'm rather like this aggressive feel to the music in sort of a darker pool area and the bright white background there. They've stage managed it really well. So hard to do in a competition like this where you're swimming in a pool that you organise yourself rather than a usual competition pool.
Yep, the setup and the cameraman.
So Anna Maria and Irene Alexandri, 87.8449. Execution score 26.8, impression 26, elements 35.0449. And some very high scores there, especially in the elements and the execution.
Yes.
Competitors number 8, Switzerland, Eminent Grosvenor and Margot Verizio. A very strong start.
Yes,
matching
both Emma and Margot have been swimming as a duet since September in 2021. getting a lot of pool coverage in that first lap over here, but I believe that for this particular virtual series, the judges are notified to ignore the pool pattern and how much the pool is being covered, just due to the differences in pool sizes for everybody. That ballet leg element, powerful start, pushing up, dry thighs in the end is what the judges are looking for.
And now we have a change in style to show the range of movement that they're capable of. Interesting changes in tempo in these leg moves.
Another change in music, it's going back to the fast-paced music again now.
A sense of drama, a theme of a Nordic crime scene. Beautifully synchronized finish there.
Yes, that's right.
I really enjoyed the energy and the changes in pace and style that came through the routine there. It took us on a bit of a ride.
It did, with a lot of turns, quick turns, changes in swimming pattern as well. I saw a very quick change from swimming in one direction to the next on the surface, which is very matching to the theme.
Total score, 80.3163. And here's the breakdown of the scores, 24.2, 24.3, and the elements, 31.8163. Competitor number 9, Marlene Boger and Michelle Zimmer from Germany.
Marlene and Michelle have chosen the team Amazon. You can really see the facial expressions there when they were like facing the camera.
It's been a challenge for some of the camera people to get the routines close enough and not get any reflections. This one's a great one. You can see everything that the athletes are doing here.
Yes, that is right. And the fact that the camera person needs to zoom in and out because the swimmers will be swimming at different proximities to the camera at all times in the routine.
Lovely spin down there.
beautiful height for the body boost. Very clean start to the elements as well. Starting and ending of the elements is very important. We want to see a clean start and a clean finish. And they've definitely done that over here.
And all the way they're keeping right on theme with stylized arm movements, but also the tempo and the little quirks in the leg moves as well.
Final element done.
And I like that finish with the interesting arm pose and syncing. Right, spot on the music.
It is. Very themed, very Amazonian.
Scores for Germany, 80.6326. Marlene Bourget and Michelle Zimmer. Execution 24.2, impression 24.4, elements 32.0326. Switzerland, Ladina Lippener and Sophie Muntener.
This is our second Swiss pair today. Beautiful legs, moving very, very far as well, just upside down the entire time. This routine has a theme of werewolves, and you could see the growling in the beginning of the music.
A strong and almost aggressive style of movement being conveyed here.
This is a new choreography, and the couple over here has actually been coached by two different ex-athletes, a Russian and an Italian coach.
Nice use of the music on that walkout into the strong arms and powerful big leg movements.
Final element, slide, angle, tilt there in the descent for that element.
And a growling finish from Switzerland.
Quick movements. Nowadays we're seeing synchronized swimming or artistic swimming move into really quick choreographies compared to previous years, and that just makes it so interesting now.
And such a physical challenge.
It is too. Some of these athletes train 8 to 10 hours daily.
And the total score for Sophie and Ladina, 77.87 27.80. Execution 23.3, impression 24.1, elements 30.4780. Competitors number 11, Denmark, Caroline Christensen, Mia Heidi.
Swimming to Jailhouse Rock by Elvis Presley. I like the cheeky little moves that they add in for this particular routine. There's a lot of characteristics of what an Elvis Presley song should be like little arm movements and even the semi-pointed toe flex feet adds a little cheeky feel to the routine.
Caroline and Mia have been swimming together for 2 years. And they're aiming to bring Denmark more into the international arena in artistic swimming.
Final element there. Oh, that's very good. Element in control with that angle for 45 degrees in front of them while moving the second leg.
Good work from Denmark.
Beautiful swim.
I think they got the balance right between having the difficulty and the complexity of where their level of ability is just right now.
Mm-hmm.
So they were able to synchronize all of the moves without some of the really, really complex moves that we've seen in some of the more experienced swimmers
out there. Yep, that's right. Especially when they're coming into the sport. Not being in the sport for such a long time, that's definitely great to see, focusing on the synchronization, adding a little bit of fun into the choreography.
And scores for Caroline and Mia from Denmark, 69.3874. Execution 20.7, impression 20.8, elements 27.8874. Competitor number 12, Switzerland, Alona Fani, Babu Shubak.
Moving to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, that's the manga or anime. This is our third Swiss pair for the event. It's our final Swiss pair. Beautiful double leg hybrid with amazing height. This duet has actually been together for a very long time now. They've been partners for 8 years. Yeah, 8 long years, and this is a new routine that has been recently choreographed. Beautiful extension and height in the ballet leg element. Swimming these laps, really covering the pool. They're all the way back now to the other edge again, where they started out from.
It's such a short routine, and to get that really good pool coverage is quite difficult to do.
Yeah. There was a final element right there. Very close proximity to each other.
It's still keeping that energy up right here.
They are.
Very strong, all the way to the finish from Switzerland. Alona Fani and Babu Shubak from Switzerland, 78.5733. Execution scores 23.6, impression 23.8, and elements 31.1733. From Singapore, Debbie So and Mia Yong, competitors number 13.
Coached by Miho Yoshida and choreographed by Mayuko Fujiki. Oh, look at those angles there.
Yeah, it's really complicated angles. They're very fluid in their style of movement, but fast.
That is
the execution of it.
First element, the rotations. And coming back up with legs instead. Follow leg element, sinking and rotating back up again. beautifully executed.
Dancing on the floor. Time goes on. Dancing on the floor. Dancing on the floor. Shake your body at me.
This duet have been together for a long time as well, since 2016.
Dancing on the floor.
But new routine entirely new. They've only been doing this for 3 months now.
I love the energy they're giving this. The smiles, straight at the camera. Great communication.
Yeah, move, babe. Higher. Move, babe. Yes, I wanna take you higher. Yeah.
Final element, swift ending.
What a great fun routine. Let's dance. And we saw that all the way through the routine.
Time goes on. Dancing on the floor. Time goes on.
A total of 77.2533
Dancing on
from
the floor.
Singapore. Debbie So and Mia Yong.
Time goes on. Dancing on the floor.
The breakdown of the scores: execution 23.5, impression 22.5, elements 31.2533. Competitors number 14, Korea, Yoon So-hyo, Ryong Lee.
Junso and Ryong have been swimming together since January this year. New duet pairing. First element. Again, beautiful synchronization down for that first element. And really quickly transitioning to that second element. And into the third element, you're really packing these elements close to each other for this routine. Beautiful height, showcasing amazing flexibility for the split element there. And it is interesting to see Vivaldi's Four Seasons. It's quite the classic of synchronized swimming, artistic swimming, routine music, but I love the different variations of it all. Beautiful swim, showing much grace and agility with lots of different pace changes for the Korean pair.
Total score for Korea, 78.6998. The breakdown of the scores: execution 23.3, impression 24.1, elements 31.2998. And now we have the first duet from Australia, the host country. Pam Kurosawa and Zoe Poulos.
Pam and Zoe have been swimming for quite a long time together now. Pam actually moved from Sydney to start training in the Gold Coast together with Zoe, and they've been training together ever since Pam moved from Sydney. High energy in the arm movements and paying special attention to smile at the cameraman over there.
There's enough contrast in this music, allowing them to build into some excitement and then pull back and then build again.
Yeah, and this routine was choreographed by Adriani Vasilakis. And currently the two swimmers over here are coached by Christina Sedlak. Beautiful swim from first pair from Australia, from Pam Kurosawa and Zoe Poulos.
Pam Kurosawa and Zoe Poulos from Australia, 67.8733. Execution 20, impression 20.3, elements 27.5733. And now we're going to have our second pairing from Australia, coming from the other side of the country, in the Gold Coast, I believe. Caroline Buckle and Kira Gazzard.
The theme for this duet is fire and water. Beautiful height in that first lift. Both Kira and Caroline are actually returning Olympians that just came back from the Tokyo Games.
And I believe this is their first competition using this routine.
Yeah, that is right. That is right. ballet leg element there, paying attention to extension and coming out high in the end. This routine is also choreographed by Adriani Vasilakis. Final element there. Keeping the energy high. Yep. That's a good swim from Caroline and Kira. Both Caroline and Kira are now training in the Gold Coast. I believe that Kira and Caroline both moved from Sydney as well to train in Gold Coast together.
Total score of 69.3378. Execution scores 20.3, impression 20.7, elements 69.3378. Competitor number 17 is a scratch from France. And it's a big finish for Australia, our third routine from Australia, this time coming to us from Western Australia. Georgia Karaj-Gardner and Milena Waldman. Our final competitors. And when you hear that ominous sound of the Jaws music, it's a routine about sharks. That fluid lift.
Maintaining that fierce facial expression throughout, even when the face is facing upwards before the ballet leg element. Yeah, and Georgia and Milena have actually been swimming for over a decade together. They started swimming as a pair since 2011. Oh, interesting use of a flicked feeder there too in the double leg hybrid. Final element. That was Georgia and Milena Waltman from Australia.
The theme of sharks was maintained throughout the routine, quite appropriate with the sharks offshore to West Australia. Total score 67.7099. Execution scores 20.2, impression 20.3, elements 27.2099. That was our final routine in the Duet technical routine. And here's the result list. Austria in first place, Israel second, Japan in third. And with the results, only the top routines from each country are going through to the score sheet. So it's a competition within the countries as well to get that spot ahead of their own countrywomen. The Senior FINA Mixed Duet Technical Final.
The mixed duet events have been around for quite some time now on some smaller scale competitions. It has made its debut as a FINA official event only in 2015 at the World Championships in Kazan. The mixed duet, like the female duets, are made out of two events, the mixed duet free and the mixed duet technical routine. Today, we have the mixed duet technical routines. The duration of the duets routine will be 2 minutes and 20 seconds for today with 3 panels of judges. There are 5 required elements in this technical routine, plus additional lifts and also partner works that can be placed at anywhere in the routine. Today we have 7 competitors with us: Puerto Rico, Spain, Kazakhstan, Japan, Colombia, USA, and Belgium. Duet number 1 from Puerto Rico, Nicola Adriana Torrens Mercado and Javier Enrique Ruiz Sanchez Torres Zayas.
Setting the scene early for the belly dance theme. And an unusual thing in the male-female mixed duet is that sometimes the women lift the men.
Yeah, very interesting to see that equality going on between between the partners.
Into the porpoise element. We see a lot more mirrored actions and combined moves in the mixed duet than what we would see in the technical duet, which is two females.
And I personally feel like that gives it so much more variety to see the interactions between the swimmers in the mixed duets.
Yeah, it certainly does. It makes it a joy to watch. I love the mixed duets.
And then we have the final element, the bent knee spin element.
Lovely work from our first duet. Total score of 63.1413. Here we have all of the scores from the judges. Execution, 19. Impression, 19.8. And the elements, 24.3. Duet number 2, Spain. Emma Garcia and Pau Reeves.
A very dramatic walk-on before the music starts. I love this kind of thing before the actual start of the routine. Adds so much more depth and intensity to the routines. Emma and Pau's theme for today is Witch Hunter. Witch Hunter. Amazing height in that lift there. She even had enough time to execute a full split fully out of the water. Lovely use of flex point toes during the spin down. And you can see the intensity of their faces expressing their expression towards the camera. Interesting that element 1 is come at the end of the first lap, which means that they do need to pack up all these elements pretty closely to each other. And there we have element 2. Beautifully executed. Amazing height and synchronicity for element 3. First spin down. Very good height. They're not dropping at all from the transition from night fishtail back into night again for that element. More of that intense facial expression. I am loving the intensity of this routine.
It does have great intensity, but it's also got so many little variables that pack in what could be a very technical routine and make it very artistic as well.
Yeah, that is right. That is right. Beautiful hybrid there. Ending on a very beautiful hybrid note. Amazing choreography as well. And we have our total scores for Spain, 82.8584. Scores breakdown: execution 25.3, impression 25.6, elements 31.9.
Competitor number 3, Edward Kim, Jacqueline Yakimova.
Five, six, seven, eight.
And we have a scene here based on the film version of the show Chicago. And we can almost see the Bob Fosse style carrying through into the choreography here. The sexy slinky moves that we saw on the deck work.
Oh, cute little assisted lift there with the legs at the back.
Into the knight and fishtail element. Nicely done.
Oh, yes.
Why don't we paint the town? And all that jazz, I'm gonna rouge my knees.
Really lovely combination of moves there.
And all that jazz, start the car. I know a whoopee spot where the gin is cold, but the piano's hot. It's just a noisy hall where there's a nightly brawl.
And into the bent knee twist and
Beautiful
spin.
height in that element there. Bumps dry off the surface is what judges are looking for.
No one's wife, but all I love my life and all
The speed of this move at the very end of the routine is terrific.
that jazz.
Amazing.
The scores for Kazakhstan, 78.8609. Marks for execution, 24.1. Impression, 24. And the elements, 30.7. Duet number 4 from Japan. Yutaro Soto and Tomoko Soto.
Oh, what a cute deck work sequence. So many lifts within the network too. Jotaro and Tomoka are swimming with the theme of jungle animals today. Beautiful, beautiful end for their first element, and deciding not to come up for air, but with a pair partnered hybrid after element 1. I'm loving these Tarzan vibes over here. Using the feet to personify elephant trunk. Amazing choreography, loving that too. Look at the speed and power of their movements, very agile swimmers, the both of them. Tomoka and Yotaro are both siblings. Tomoka 3 years older than Yotaro. Beautiful transition up into that element. Gorgeous, matching the music so perfectly. Getting into our final element, getting very good height, super synchronicity during the spin down for 720 degrees. Beautiful angles in that last final hybrid as well. That was Tomoka and Yotaro's Sato. Total score for Japan 83.5156. Score breakdown: execution score 24.6, impression 26.2, and elements 32.7. Duet number 5 from Colombia. Jennifer Cerquera Hachusa, Adolfo Sanchez Gustavo.
And a fabulous layout flip.
Amazing sustained height for those hybrids over there.
Theme of this duet is constellations.
I'm loving this music too. Music is Age of Gods by Thomas Bergerson. Thomas Bergerson's very well known for having this dramatic, epic style music.
This pairing are the current South American champions.
Jennifer and Gustavo are pretty experienced in the mixed duet world. They have been duettists together since 2017. It's about 5 years now.
Into the knight and the fishtail element. It's one of those moves that you want to be close together but not too close so that you don't have a risk of hitting each other. And the bent knee twisting into the spin. Testing to get the timing exactly right on these spinning descents. And a very strong performance from Colombia. Total score of 75.3905. Execution 22.9. Impression 23.2. And the elements 29.2. Duet number 6 from the United States, Ivy Davis and Kenneth Godet.
Swimming with a theme, Venom. I love how the swimming costume so clearly depicts the theme that they're going for. Both Ivy and Kenneth chose this music after watching the movie Venom, and the movie shows the symbiosis kind of relationship between a human and an alien, and this connection between two different beings shows contrasting characteristics. And the duet felt that this theme had a perfect place in the mixed duet world, with two different athletes that swim together and showcase each other's strength. Good execution there with the knight fishtail element.
They have a lot of very complex angles in this routine. Stylistically, they're really very well matched.
They are perfect partners. Very cohesive looking when they swim together. Coming into the final element through a porpoise in the beginning. The intense expressions towards the camera again, loving that intensity that they keep throughout the routine, and we're coming to the end of the routine as well. Beautiful spins here. Combination spin, adding more spins at the end of the routine. Beautiful, beautiful choreography, theme, and execution from these duet pairing over here today. Total score for Team USA 78.6820. Score breakdown: execution 23.4, impression 23.6, and elements 31.6. Duet number 7 from Belgium, Renaud Barral and Lisa Ingenito.
And the theme of this routine, Survivor. Completely clearing the water on that paired lift at the beginning. And Renaud is the choreographer of this routine.
I love it. I love it when the athletes can choreograph their own routines and bring on creativity and express their choreography themselves.
One of the reasons for having the fishtail knight combination there is to really test the flexibility of the athletes. And some of the elements are placed to make them more difficult for them in the routine. Difficult things often placed right at the finish. As we see the twist in the bent knee into the spin down. Really difficult to get that timing of the descent, the closing, and the spins all happening together. Especially at the end of an intense routine. And a more peaceful finish after the intensity of the routine there.
Yeah.
Total score of 69.4183. Execution score 20.7, impression score 21.9, elements 26.8.
Well, what a marvelous swim from all our competitors for the mixed duet technical event today. And here we have the total scores for everyone, and the list goes: in third place, Kazakhstan; second place, Spain; and first place, Japan. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for the 2022 FINA Australian World Series Technical Mixed Duet event. Stay tuned tomorrow if you would like to catch more mixed duet action. We'll have our mixed duet for you tomorrow.
the senior FINA team's technical routine.
In the technical team event, the swimmers have to complete 5 compulsory elements that must be completed in a particular order, as well as 2 acrobatic movements, a cadence, a circle, and 1 straight line at any time in the routine. We have 4 teams joining us today. The first team has scratched, and so we have the teams from Israel, the United States, Kazakhstan, and Canada.
Competitor number 1 from France is a scratch. Our first routine today, contestant registered number 2, Israel.
Great height on that dynamic lift. And wow, straight into the doubles lift. A really strong start to the routine here. So when choreographing, the choreographers must consider not just the elements and how they will be performed, but also where they are placed in the routine. Really quick pattern changes over here. And there we have our first element.
And into element number 2, vertical position with a twist and spin.
Love the sinking those arms and the clean lines.
Going into the cyclone element number 3. The pattern is very close together, which increases the risk of making an error, and beautifully performed. This routine has a terrific energy to it. Into the manta ray hybrid. And the 5th element, barracuda. There we see the straight line, cadence, changing position. The elements are made very difficult deliberately, and doing this cadence at the end increases the difficulty. Very strong finish. I like the way this team from Israel have got their support crew on the side of the pool clapping them when they finish. It makes it feel more like a real competition. So the score of 81.50, no penalties awarded on this routine. Execution marks 24.8, impression 24.8, and elements 31.9. Competitors number 3, the United States. And they're getting into character before the music even starts.
Straight away from the deckwork, you can tell that the theme has something to do with Michael Jackson. Really great height on that lift, high difficulty. We saw hand-to-hand handstands as well as a spin and a split.
Element number 1, thrust, with extra moves following that. Into element number 2, vertical twist. Really nicely matched on the levels on the spin down.
Really great synchro all the way down there. So you realize that all the swimmers are actually facing the same direction and must perform the same moves simultaneously.
Element number 3,
Getting into our third. I really love the facial expressions in here. They have actually analyzed Michael Jackson's facial expressions and are mimicking them in the pool. That was element number 4. And element number 5, our rocket split.
I love this cadence.
It's beautiful.
Such an unusual way of approaching it.
For sure, I love the nod to the moonwalk.
What a great finish. I love the nod to the Michael Jackson right at the beginning of the routine with the hand on the supposed hat and then finishing in the same way. 84.8199 is the total score. And now we see the execution score breakdown, 25.9, impression scores 26, and elements 32.91. Competitors number 4, Kazakhstan.
Throughout this routine, you will hear calls and movements reminiscent of animals. Their theme is Call of Nature. Beautiful height on that somersault lift. Our first element. Really, really strong movements to emphasize the music and great facial expressions here from our team from Kazakhstan.
Well, an interesting lead into the element with the twist and continuous spin, element number 2, with lots of little leg moves and then followed up by more high leg movements, increasing the difficulty there.
And there we have our doubles throw, very interesting position with their arms.
Into the cyclone. Now, element number 4, manta ray hybrid.
Each element is assigned a degree of difficulty, and element 4 is actually the element with the highest assigned this difficulty rating. There's actually quite a young team here from Kazakhstan. Most of the team is actually still in the junior age group. Such a young team, so much potential. And going into our cadence here.
A very rapid and powerful swimming from Kazakhstan. Total score of 77.856. And the breakdown of the different scores: execution 23.9, impression 23.6, elements 30.35. Team number 5, Canada.
Let's do it.
Canada's theme for this routine is hip hop and rap. Great height on the acrobatic movement. Remember that the swimmers are not allowed to push off the bottom, so especially in shallower pools, this can often be difficult.
Element number 1. So the girls are travelling down the pool in an inverted vertical, which is really hard to do at such good height. Constantly changing formation. Into element number 2, vertical position, twist into a spin. I love those little head nods on the drop there. Now, element 3, the cyclone.
to our doubles lift.
Element number 4, the manta ray hybrid.
Into our cadence now. I love the angles using this cadence.
And you don't know yet.
Great change in facial expression.
And now the airborne split barracuda. Really difficult elements posed right at the end of the routine. And now adding difficulty with complex leg moves. Great job. Canada, total score of 83.5067. Execution score 25.4, impression 25.5, and the elements 32.6. And that concludes the technical teams for today. In third place, Israel, second place, Canada, and first place, the United States. This is the Senior FINA highlight routines, the free routine final.
One of the things that the artistic swimming is known for is, well, the artistic portion of it. So the beautiful patterns in the water, the high throws, and incredible feats of strength. The highlight routine really aims to bring all of those well-loved segments and acrobatic movements together in a single event. Today, we have 4 teams participating from Canada, the United States, Australia, and Kazakhstan.
Team number 1, Canada.
The theme of this routine is Galaxy. Great height and depth. throw. Followed by another throw. And you will see that there are quite a few swimmers in the pool right now as compared to other team events. In the highlight event, we have 10 swimmers instead of 8. Really quick pattern changes there. Ooh, I really like that highlight right there. Great synchronicity with the music and sound effects there. We have our double lift. I like the concept of it. It was really nice. Into the third lap now, with a very change in the music and tempo. Great height on that airlift. Really strong lift there. Great swim from Canada. And a final score of 85.4 for the Canadian team. Scores for execution 25.6, artistic impression 34.4, and difficulty 25.4. Introducing Team 2 from the United States.
We can see on this setup for the deck work, the theme is a prehistoric theme. Sequence of lifts to begin this routine. Very creative use of all of the team members in relation to the music. The contrasting shapes with the circle leading into other formations give the tribal sense. Lovely height on the somersault. There's so many subtle differences in this routine. You have a kaleidoscope effect. You'll see in this routine we do have one male member of the team, and the United States have been very happy to increase their participation by the men in our sport and hope to do more of them in the future. I really like the way they use that synchronized movement into a cadence and then catching in the air on the lift. And another catch. It's wonderful the way they can use all the different sound effects to portray the images of the animals and the interactions of early people. It looks like our single man was shot at the end of that routine. A very interesting use of the role. Scores for the United States, 87.8. Execution scores, 26.2. Artistic impression, 35.2. Difficulty, 26.4. Team number 3, Australia.
We have half the team starting in the water, not half the team, 4 members starting in the water and 6 on land. Just a fun fact about this piece was actually made by the current CEO of Patreon, Jack Conte. Great set of highlights right there. And good height on depth of row. Very interesting lift there. The flyers comes up from underneath the water onto a plank and then jumps off it. So very interesting and very well executed. The team from Australia is actually a rather young one that only started working together this year in the senior age group. Most of the members were members of the youth or junior Australian team previously, so this is their first competition together before they travel to Budapest for the FINA World Championships. I really like that pattern change. Excellent swim for Australia, we have a total score of 75.16. Scores for execution, 22.3, artistic impression, 30.26, and difficulty, 22.6. Introducing the final team for this event, Kazakhstan.
The theme for this routine, Night on the Bald Mountain by Mussorgsky, the theme following the title of the music. An exceptional height for that lift to begin this highlight program, and another lift, somersaulting. In the highlights routine with so many swimmers, the complexity of all the pattern changes really take our attention. And this is vein apathetic here. Another very high lift, sustained with the flexibility shown at the beginning. And now the double leg moves, bringing the intensity into the routine. And finishing a little after the music. Team from Kazakhstan with a total score of 80.4. The breakdown of the scores for Kazakhstan: 24.14 execution, artistic impression 32, difficulty 24.3.
The highlight event has been around for a while, but was just recently included in the World Championships competitions in 2017. I expect with this inclusion we will get a lot more participations in the future events. So we have Kazakhstan in third place, Canada in second place, and the United States in first place with a score of 87.8.